What's up, Night Owl? Still here back with another Candlekeep video, and today we're having a look at the final adventure, Xanthoria. As always, I've got a brand new map for you, the Expanse, which can be found in the Discord. Link is in the description. This adventure is designed for a 16th level party, and the premise of it is that a fungal plague is turning people all through the Sword Coast into zombies. And if that sounds like a really cool adventure, I do have some news for you. It is. This is probably one of the best adventures in the entire book. It's a shame that it's so late in the game because a lot of games don't run this far, but it is so worth it. If you have a 16th level party, this adventure is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorites throughout the entire book. And this adventure is almost worth the price of the book on its own. The adventure begins with the DM describing to the party that a plague is ravaging the Sword Coast and turning people into zombies. And over time, eventually these zombies will just turn into a puddle of goo and they'll just die. The symptoms of this fungal plague are body aches, nausea, slurred speech, and drooling. And over time, somebody that is infected will begin to rack on exhaustion levels until they die and turn into a puddle of goo. The DC to avoid this plague when they come into contact with it is a freaking DC 20 Constitution saving throw. So the average commoner has no chance of avoiding getting this plague, but your party might. Any magic that can get rid of diseases can get rid of the plague. The problem is the plague spreads so quickly that it's hard to generate enough magic to cure all the diseases before it completely overtakes a city. Your party's point of contact for this adventure within Candlekeep is Xelith, a sage that came to Candlekeep a few months ago and used the Xanthoria fungal book as her means to enter Candlekeep. Xelith found this book outside of a cave known as the Expanse, which is well known among druids as a place with rare fungal growths. This book is a journal written by Xanthoria herself, and it sort of chronicles her journey into becoming a lichen lich, which is a brand new stat block within this book. Xanthoria was a druid and worshiper of Sylvanus, and at some point her home became overrun with undead. She began doing research on creating a weapon to eliminate undead from her home, to sort of retake her home. And over time, she eventually began researching how to prevent undeath and eventually prevent death itself. And she kind of followed this track until she became a lichen lich, an actual druid lich. All of this information is provided within the Xanthoria book that Xelith gives the party. And you can sort of cherry pick things in and out of it if you don't want the party to know they're about to fight a lich, or if you want more twists and turns along the way as they explore the Expanse. This is up to you. This is just the information that is provided within Xanthoria's journal. If your party does a little extra digging around in Xanthoria's journal, they'll also see how Xanthoria sort of watch her descent into madness, and they'll also get some hints at Shadakla, the layer of the abyss that has the demon lord Zuckmoy, who is like the queen of demon fungus. So with all this information, they can piece together these clues, and their next objective is to take on the Expanse. Area 1 is the entrance, and this is where the party will encounter Thunderwing. The first character who touches Thunderwing will get a vision of Xanthoria. Thunderwing is a sprite and used to be friends with Xanthoria before her descent into madness, and is currently acting as a living phylactery for Xanthoria. So at some point, in order to deal with the Lichen Lich, Thunderwing is going to have to die. Moving on to Area 2 is the Alchemist Alcove. There's a few potions here, as well as a book that will detail a ritual in order to create a potion of longevity. Area 3 is the Cavern of Souls. This is a cavern that Xanthoria used to collect living beings and sort of keep them in suspended animation until they are needed for her experiments. There is a fungal servant here and 2 Vroks that will attack the party. The fungal servant uses the Mummy Lord stat block. Area 4 is the Moldy Bedroom. Here the party will encounter a Death Tyrant, Death Knight combo. Depending on your party size and composition, this Death Knight, Death Tyrant combo will be insanely difficult and may end up in a party wipe. If you're worried that this encounter may result in a party wipe, I would have it to where the 2 of them will not chase your party outside of the bedroom. They will remain in the bedroom if the party tries to retreat. Now, if they try to get cheeky and start trying to do like go in, attack, and then leave and just sort of try to cheese the fight, you can have them leave, chase, and kill. But if your party wants to escape, if they realize the danger that they are in, and they want to get out of there and they run away, you can have the Death Tyrant, Death Knight, go back to stasis, like go back to the bedroom and relax. Area 5 is the Fairy Ring. This circle of mushrooms will give anybody that walks into the center of it a vision of the 222nd layer of the Abyss Shadakla. Anyone who experiences this vision will gain some of Zuckmoy's madness. Area 6 is the Flooded Cavern. This area is blessed by Sylvanus and is a safe place to take a rest. Area 7 is the Kitchen. Here the party will find Xanthoria's lost memento, which can be used in the upcoming boss fight. Area 8 is the Meditation Cavern. On the walls of this area, there are murals that are made out of fungus, and with a DC 20 religion check, you can identify the worship of Zuckmoy. If you pass that check, then you'll need a DC 16 charisma saving throw or become afflicted with Zuckmoy's madness. Area 9 is the Cove of Experimentation. This area is covered with a thick fog that will hamper the party's vision, and they will have to fight 2 parasite-infested behirs within it. Afterwards, the party can investigate this room, which has a number of cages with failed experiments inside of them, including a close friend to Xanthoria, the fairy dragon Bunny Blossom. There's also Xanthoria's Staff of the Woodlands leaning against a wall here. Area 10 is the Charnel Pit. This pit is where Xanthoria disposes of the bodies of failed experiments, and inside of it is a purple worm that is bound to Xanthoria's will. Area 11 is Xanthoria's Grove of Horrors, and this area is where the boss fight will take place with Xanthoria herself. Now, as for how to run this boss fight, it's going to be really challenging. There is a lot to keep track of on the Lycan Lich's sheet, and you want it to have an impact because this is like a campaign ending boss. At least it was. At least it will be if you're just running Candlekeep. If you've got more after this, then you know, more to it. But this fight can be pretty difficult and it will have a pretty huge impact. So you want to run it properly. Right away, Xanthoria is going to cast Anti-Life Shell, which is going to give her a bubble protecting her from the melee party combatants who want to get through that bubble. She has Firestorm available once per day, and she will follow up her bubble with the Firestorm in order to get as much damage as possible on as many party members as possible. Now, as for Xanthoria's dreaded combo, you want to pay attention to how she uses her abilities and plan it in such a way that she can get off her Poison Prick. Finding the right target for Xanthoria's Poison Touch is essential because she has 4 attacks and all 4 of them should be focused on who she thinks will be the most likely to fail that con save, because they get 2. They get 1 for the Poison Touch, which will apply the poison condition, and then there's the Poison Prick, which will knock them out. Keep in mind that this Poison Touch is a melee attack with a 10-foot reach, so if her Anti-Life Shell is maintained, she won't be able to use it. She'll be spamming her Wither ability, which is her ranged attack. And again, she gets 4 attacks on a turn. Xanthoria also has the option to use her lair actions to create poisonous clouds in order to poison party members that way. And as far as her minions, she has the Nefashni Demon and a Treant. The Treant will open up by creating more Treants, and they sort of act as meat shields, maybe blocking off the party members in the choke point while Xanthoria can launch ranged attacks, or her fire, or the Nefashni Demon can move in. It's up to you how as far as movement goes and where the combat takes place, but you want to focus on applying poison to a party member. And keep in mind that the party members that are immune to poison will probably try to be crowd controlled by Xanthoria in some way. Xanthoria can also use a lair action to summon a shambling mound, which will add to the chaos of this combat. And even if the party deals with this same shambling mound, Xanthoria can just summon another one with another lair action. Keep in mind, you can't follow up a lair action with the exact same lair action, so every other lair action she can recreate the shambling mound. So the party will probably want to avoid, just try to avoid the shambling mound because it's will always be present more than likely. And that's it for Xanthoria. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this Candlekeep series, and if you did, you know how YouTube works. Hit those buttons, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of Candlekeep as a whole, and if you want to be a part of this D&D community, make sure you join the Discord. Link is in the description. Come by, ask questions, let me know what you think. And as always, I'll see you at sundown.